James Island whether you lived in the city or not, to protect it. Well, you say, well, what about that nice waterfront park down there by the yacht club? Is that town? No, that's the city of Charleston, the Dimitri Park, which we bought. That was to be a dry stack marina. And the city bought it. It wasn't in the city, and lots of land around there, property, are not in the city now. We bought it so James Island would have a waterfront park. Well, what about, I know your son or daughter goes to the James Island Charter High School. That's in the town of James. No, that's in actually the city of Charleston. The city of Charleston just acquired land behind it so that the school would be able to expand. I tell you a long story about me having to downface a developer who wanted to develop it, and we said we need to buy. Well, what about where do you go to college? The James Island? No, well, we got the we go to the College of Charleston or the Citadel. Where did you get your master's degree in education? Well, I took night class in the city of Charleston at the Citadel. What about when you get sick? You go to James Island? No, the hospitals we go to are in the city of Charleston. The emergency room, well, they're in the city of Charleston. And the city, a center city, provides services. Police protection, fire service for the hospitals and the colleges and the universities. Well, what about that parade you went to? Well, that was in the city of Charleston. What about the art gallery? City of Charleston. What about the symphony? That's the city of Charleston. What about the museum? That's in the city of Charleston. They're in the city of Charleston. But this is the deal. You go to Columbia and you get friends in the legislature. That's what the mayor said. Friends in the legislature to write your bill so you can work and you can form a city and you get to use all that in the city of Charleston and more, and you never have to pay taxes. And you get some of their money, some of Mr. Seeking's constituents' money, some of Councilmember Mallard's constituents' money, some of Councilmember Regal's constituents' money, some of Councilmember Gregory and Councilmember Gallant's, Councilmember Hallman, and you get to get some of their money. And what about your police department? You don't have to have a police department. Your constituents pay for it. You pay for the county sheriff. So what we've been doing, and my responsibility, my dear colleagues, is not the next election, it's the next generation. And this is a center city providing quality services and activities and energy and jobs for a region. And if we don't fight to preserve our capacity to have people who benefit from what we do pay for it, then shame on us. And for me, the idea of considering abandoning a lawsuit defending the rights of the citizens of the city of Charleston and their tax revenues a week before it's about to be argued before the Supreme Court is beyond ridiculous. And I know there's been lobbying going on, lots of pressure and lots of arm twisting, lots of that kind of stuff. And I think it's awful. This proud, historic city is what it is because people thought of protecting the interest and the resources of the citizens and their assets. And people who live adjacent to us benefit from it every day. It's unfortunate that the legislature keeps passing laws to let them form that. But I think we're right. But at the very least, our citizens deserve for the South Carolina Supreme Court to say. And if they say we're right, then we get the money back, and then we let the people, and the people like Dr. Buxton's widow who want to come in, they get to come in. And if the Supreme Court says this time around we're not right, then the town of James Island is formed, and we will work with them. But what I know is the right thing for the citizens of the city of Charleston now and the future is for us, because there's no more reason for there to be the town of James Island than the town west of the Ashland. You know, Or the town of Daniel Island. Why don't you have a town of Daniel Island? I mean, that's town of Johns Island. What about a town of north of the crosstown? What you got left? You got the city with the hospitals and colleges and universities and parks and squares and art galleries and museums and celebrations of the sesquicentennial and all that, and pay for all of that. And then you got these people sitting out. I don't have to pay for that. I'm in this other town. That's that city of Charleston. Like they never set foot in it. They work in it. The kids go to school in it. They get educated in it. They get sick in it. They get treated. They get well in it. They get entertained in it. And secretly, when they're away, they tell you that's where they're from. Where you just mean, well, I'm from Charleston. You know, I'm proud of that. Well, anyway, there actually isn't even a motion, anything on the agenda to do anything other than this briefing we've gotten. But just in case anybody was thinking of that, I wanted to make my feelings known